Hello, welcome to the 27th day of January 2026. I'm Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation video, a live broadcast exercise that I do every morning at 5:30 a.m. to remember and recollect and apply the principles and objectives in my book, Going Alone, which can be read for free at goingalone.org. I also use this time to think about yesterday, how I did with the challenges and opportunities that I met. I go over my creed and I prepare for the coming day. By way of disclaimer, this is a private, so to speak, journal entry, which means private, but done publicly. So private in its intent, public in its execution. So you're welcome to watch and leave comments, but just know that I'm at liberty to go anywhere I want for as long or as little as I want. And I will respond to all comments and criticisms when I get to the end. I do reliably talk about my own death every day, so heads up if that's an uncomfortable topic for you. With regard to the last 24 hours, I have no news. Literally, my notebook simply says no news from yesterday. It was a a decidedly non-challenging day. I spent most of the day at home, in the house or in the garden with my wife. We did do a little bit of shopping. We had a lovely breakfast out. We were out of bread, so we went out to Kanohido, our favorite breakfast spot. After that, we went to Jumbo and Joe, did a little bit of shopping, and there's a hardware store, and then took dad out after that consumed the whole morning, and then we took dad out for lunch, and then we spent the whole afternoon in the garden. I had a really nice time with my wife. She was making sweet potatoes, and I was cleaning up the bamboo forest. It was a nice time, and I wasn't challenged in any way by anything yesterday. Nothing needed my fortitude or my approbation to maintain a good balance. So that's all there is to say to that. Sometimes to have days like that, I guess that's a good thing. Oh, it was interesting. I did have one thing. There was a young YouTuber that had kind of reached out and asked about collaboration, and I realized the great age gap and the great distance in time between myself. I looked at that YouTuber's channel and the videos that they're making, and I realized I saw someone on the rise, just on the start of the ambition that comes of youth and where one is headed. Ooh, I just got a message pop up on my screen related to the horror show. So I'll have to attend to that when I'm done. Anyway, and I felt like myself, like the bell-shaped curve, right? And I feel like I'm on the other side, winding down after a lifetime of ambition, and this person's just winding up, just newly engaged, starting a business, relatively new in Japan. Um, Interesting how and I wonder what kind of collaboration could happen across generations like that. It was interesting. I enjoyed it's the person's name. If they see the video, hey, elder in Japan, and I appreciated your comment. And I don't know if you see this video, elder in Japan. I don't know what kind of collaboration. Not much of a collaboration guy, but if you ever stop through Shizuoka and you want to do one of those chit chat videos, sure, I'll be happy to do so with you. And wishing you all the best with your marriage and your in your efforts, in your business efforts in Japan, in your life in Japan, all that stuff. It was touching to get your comment and to read your comment and respond. Anyway, so moving on to the creed. My creed consists of the following 8 objectives, which I'm not going to read I will not enumerate. I'll just simply put in a prose-like fashion, simply state them. To be ready for death at all times with my affairs, relationships, and life's work in order. Making good use of my time. Developing good and sound principles and objectives to apply to use in the application of my days, in the coordination and the management and the wrangling of my days. To cultivate good emotional reactions that I can then perform, so that I can then perform my endeavors in the direction of the values that I've cultivated. To recognize my limits and my opportunities, so I know what I could and couldn't do. To do things slowly and deliberately and carefully, and hopefully, if I can attain all of those aforementioned 7 items, I can then achieve a state of number 8, balance in both body and mind. As for principles from the book, I'm going to read the principle of family now. From page 258 of the hardbound edition of Going Alone. The principle of family, and the sub-principle, catalyst, because family is it's one of the great benefits and boons of having a family is the catalyst that it provides towards so many other worthwhile ends. A good career, fortitude in and our ambitions, the development, the development and management of a good household, etc. The principle of family. Our people make up the context of our lives in terms of purpose, obligation, mission, feedback, support, and ultimately, the best and most intangible part of being alive. We begin with the people to whom we are born, the chance family which we gain by accident by accident of birth. We grow then with the family we later decide, our friends and our partners and our spouse and our children we in turn together make. From these, we gain our decided mission. And our direction and our guidance forward for better or worse, for richer or poor, in sickness and in health, till death or very good cause do us part. Without this connection and circumstance, we can still live a rich and meaningful life, though the way may be harder at times as we strive with less mandate, catalyst perhaps, to compel us through thick and thin, less necessity to push us out the door to our jobs on days when we'd rather not. And through many years and decades of hard work, sacrifice and giving, the very selfless endeavors which yield virtue from the dawning chaos of life's rising and falling and one day utterly failing. And if one's dead, we've left behind the fact and echo of our virtuous living within the family we formed and supported and maintained, then our life will hardly have been lived in vain, even if everything else, even if everything is eventually one day in vain. Thus, the interesting boon of having a family is that even if you're you know if your world is view is perhaps grim as mine, at least you think you can comfort yourself that the legacy persists at least for a little while. As for the next 24 hours, it's Tuesday. It means it's my work day. I'll be going downtown in a few hours to teach two classes, my students at the Japanese language school. I have my work satchel all set up. My lesson plans are already complete. Just need to finish this, do radio exercise, take the dogs for a walk, have breakfast with my wife, and I'm out the door. And that's it for today. Yeah. And other than that, I plan to have some time downtown. I'll have a little bit of free time. Maybe I'll do a little shopping, just have a nice lunch somewhere, something like that. Should be a nice day. I enjoy these downtown days. As for temperature, it's looks like it's just about zero and maybe 65% humidity. Hi, Tim. Tim says good morning. Weather check for the UK at 8:33 p.m. is 3.9 degrees Celsius and 90% humidity. A dull, cold, misty day. Storm Chandra due to arrive overnight. High winds and torrential rain. It's coming again. You got a little bit of a break though. Wow, I'm glad you were able to get out and get some steps in. Elvina, hello, Elvina. Good morning. Says good morning to myself, and Tim. Tim says hi to Elvina. Evelyn says hello to myself, Tim, and Elvina. Elvina says reports sunny this afternoon, -9 degrees Celsius. Feels like -16. Still cleaning up after yesterday's 60 plus centimeters of snow. Goodness gracious. Before long, folks, we're going to be hopefully turning the corner and seeing some warm weather, I hope. Well, we still got February to get through, huh? Tim says hi to Evelyn. Elvina says hello to Evelyn. Elvina says, well, I said 60 centimeters of snow. The weather app says we got 53 centimeters. I count the huge drifts around my house and on the roof. I think you can factor those in, right? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and just less than 10 minutes in, just crossing over to the 10-minute mark on this one. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I was talking just a second ago. I saw a message flash by from someone in the United States with an important update regarding the horror show unfolding in the United States. So I'm going to finish this so that I can read that message carefully and respond equally carefully. before I head off to radio exercise. Tim says, just checking the steps, just over 14,000 today. That's very good. Unsure any tomorrow. You and I are about the same. I'm hovering around 14,000 myself right now. I don't know exactly why I'm getting so many. Cody, hello, Cody. Cody Keller, 2886. Good to see you. Welcome. Ohio gozaimasu, Kurt, here from Victoria, Canada. Have a great day. Thank you. You too. Greetings. Have a few Canadians usually in the room. Have I seen? Have I seen Robert this morning? I haven't. I don't think I've seen Robert this morning. Robert, if you're there, hello, fellow Canadian from um, uh, I forgot. Tim says, "Have a great working day." Thank you, Tim. And Evelyn says, "Have a beautiful day, friends." Thank you, Evelyn. I love the little sunflower there. And I bought some sunflower seeds to plant and grow. So I'm looking forward to planting those later, later in the season. Elvina says, "Have a great day, Kurt. Enjoy your classes." Thank you. Evelyn says, "The other day I walked 70 blocks in the city band, freezing weather, not sure how many steps. 70 blocks. Goodness. In freezing weather, no less. Wishing everybody all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care. Bye bye."